Right. So,
Hi, Danette. Thank
hi
you for letting
there.
me. I was going to say photograph you, interview you. I'm so used to saying that. I was listening to Oprah this morning. Do you ever listen to Super Soul Sunday on the podcast? Anyway, she's lovely and she has Super Soul Sunday. I think it's called Super Soul Sunday. Actually, I'm going to tell you the exact name of the podcast. It's called Super Soul. She said what she says to people that is really alluring is, I see you. And I'm like, I see you, Danette. And you're just a lovely, calm presence. And I just wanted to start by first thanking you. I want to allow you to introduce yourself to the other women in the group and just tell them a little bit about what you do.
So, excuse me, my name is Danette Jeffers. I'm a realtor with Caldwell Banker. I enjoy solving problems, whereas some people see themselves as sales people. I see myself as a problem solver.
Yeah, I'm with you. And I think the more we can see ourselves as not salespeople, the easier it is, honestly. And how you've been doing it for a while, right?
So, when I first started, long story short, I had taken a real estate class when I was like 17. And because I wasn't 18, I couldn't get a license and I got a little discouraged. Well, many years later, here I am again.
You solved the problem.
Yes, yes. But originally, I started off homeowners claims, building commercial buildings for 10 plus states and renovating homes. Well, with my husband being a commercial builder and us starting to run into people asking, why don't you have a license? And I said, I don't know. Finally, I went ahead and got the license. So I've had the exposure for a long while now. I'm new to the actual licensing.
Gotcha. Yeah. But you're doing so well so quickly. And I was going to ask you, before I ask you the heated question, I wanted a couple of heated questions. I wanted to share with the ladies a couple of your images. I hope that's okay. I
Yes.
just love your pictures. So we did, yeah, a couple different sessions, and we did some in our studio, our window lit studio, and then we did some in our downtown Littleton studio. Whoops, let me go get the other ones. Let me see if they're in here. Yeah. And so we are able to shake it up. Geez, I don't have your other lobby ones, but look how beautiful and glowing you are. I actually have a picture of you on my landing page for my 50 over 50 campaign, and I'm gonna get that. And I know you're on that one. Your other set shot is on there. So yep, here's the ladies. Oh, it's still your studio one, but I just love that one. Okay, it must be it's meaningful that I just have this one up. But we did a couple sessions and you just look glowing. And so tell me why you actually did the photo session. Was it just because of your new license?
So actually, I had photos that were free. And the problem with those free photos is that they looked free.
Oh, good point.
And I so enjoyed I want to say the rapport I had with you and helping me to be more comfortable with myself because I'm just not really a photographic kind of person. And so that process helped me out a lot.
Oh, I thought you were so easy to photograph. But 99.9% of people say they're uncomfortable being photographed. So I'm glad you spoke to that because that can help a lot of people. And so next, I want to talk to you a little bit about the fact that you are, and we all struggle with this, you're in a very competitive industry as a realtor. And I just am wondering how you deal with that, how you set yourself apart. And when times are down or when you're in a slump, what do you say to yourself? Yeah.
So, first thing I do is I think outside of the box. I don't limit myself to just selling a home. I look at land, I look at commercial buildings. I look again outside of the box, and I think that way. In a not so much of a slump, but a slow period, say one of the things that I always do is I do something to help someone else.
Yeah, that's a good way
And
to look at it.
I do. I just did an inspection for a coworker. And a couple hours out of my day, but that's okay. I find that when I do something needed or special for someone else, it just gives me the momentum to keep moving forward.
Yeah, and every year I get older, and I've said this before, I feel like I need to have more than a monetary gain.
Yes,
There has to be the heart piece of it.
yes, yes,
And even if you're doing something for free, if there is that piece of it that fills you up, it's just law of attraction. All that comes back. And yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned that you have kind of an inner comfort or calm. Can you talk to me a little bit more about that?
well, first of all, I'm very spiritual. I don't when I wake up in the morning before I start my day, I give thanks. I ask for help and support. And that just kind of it takes the edge off of life.
Yep. And just the minute you wake up saying thank you or I'm grateful, so much better than getting right on your phone or your email, which I'm so
Exactly.
guilty of. I have to totally concentrate on that. I'm terrible at that. So yes, that morning, yes, thank you. Oftentimes what I'll do, into that is that I'll open my back door to my patio, and it's really cold in the morning, but I'll be in my jammies and it'll be like 50 degrees, and it's like this shock of you know the
Yes.
earth, and then I'll look up in the sky and see all the
Yes.
stars and then just say, oh, thank you. So I love
Yes.
that you said that. Well, is there anything that really kind of drains you in your business, and how do you get through that? Because you get a lot of whiners, I'm sure, right?
Yes. I have a couple of them that I'm working with right now. So, what over the time is a good teacher,
Yeah.
first and foremost. But what you find is that generally everyone on earth has something else going on in their lives as well. Once you acknowledge that and you accept that, you realize that the whining probably isn't about you, it's about all the other things that's going on in a person's life.
Mm.
And with that said, I try to practice, what I preach. I know that when I become whiny, it's probably not about you. It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with all the other things going on in my life. So I basically give them some space and say, okay, we'll discuss this at a later date. And 9 times out of 10, it's a matter of time before my phone rings or I get this text. Hey, remember when we were talking about, or, let's revisit this, or, I'm ready to move forward, whatever the case may be.
Yes, and just to acknowledge them too. I think people more now than ever just want to be
Exactly.
heard and seen. And sometimes when I have a really hard time, if someone just says, that sounds so frustrating, I mean, that's kind of all I need to hear, right? Like, oh, Kai, that's frustrating. Thank you. You just want to, that's the
Well,
I see you, I hear you part.
yes, yes. And acknowledgement is a big thing because we're all working through this process of life and letting people know that I get it. you
Yes.
know, I definitely get it. Let's revisit this. Let's take a step back before we take
Yeah.
3 forward,
Do you need
whatever
a
the case
hug?
may be.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Right? I can imagine you're a great hugger. I can just see that. Well,
Yes.
last question, and then I'll ask you what your contact, how to contact you. What's the best thing about being your age right now?
I'm going to say the inner peace.
Yeah.
You are not struggling with, I have this home, I would love to have 5 more over there. You're not struggling with what kind of car I drive. I'm grateful to have a car.
Yeah.
You're not struggling with all of those, I want to say, societal issues that you do when you're younger.
Right.
You
And
know?
simplicity is good, right?
Yes,
And
definitely.
more is not better.
Not necessarily.
Right? Yes.
Yes.
I echo that so completely. Well, tell us how to contact you. So there's other women that may want to connect with you, and what's the best way to do that?
I would say the best way is to reach out to me, text and or a phone call. And you can reach me directly at 303-915-0677. I am Danette Jeffers. If you Google Danette, Danette, Sells, SELLS, sellsdenver.com, you can pull up my website there as well.
Yes, and your beautiful picture on there because I saw it on your Zoom profile. It's like, oh, there she is, Papa Joy right there. Well,
Yeah.
go be free, Danette, and thank you for you. Speaking of gratitude, really grateful. You are one of my most inspirational clients, and I can tell that you have a strong faith too. I could tell that the minute you walked in to the studio. So that just kind of radiates from you. So I can tell you are a bright, shining light. Well, go be free, and I'll catch up with you. I'm going to hit stop record, but I'll see you in 1 second.
Okay. All right.